Hello, and welcome to Today in History for March 14th. I'm Michael Powell. When I was in high school and college, physics wasn't necessarily one of my favorite subjects, but we did have to learn about the person in today's episode. Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879, the son of a Jewish electrical engineer in Ulm, Germany. Einstein's theories of special and general relativity drastically altered human understanding of the universe, and his work in particle and integer theory helped make possible quantum mechanics and ultimately the atomic bomb. After a childhood in Germany and Italy, Einstein studied physics and mathematics at the Federal Polytechnic Academy in Zurich, Switzerland. He became a Swiss citizen and in 1905 was awarded a PhD from the University of Zurich while working at the Swiss Patent Office in Bern. That year, which historians of Einstein's career call the Annus Mirabilis, or the miracle year, he published 5 theoretical papers that were to have had profound effect on the development of modern physics. In the first of these, titled On a Heuristic Viewpoint Concerning the Production and Transformation of Light, Einstein theorized that light is made up of individual quanta, or photons, that demonstrate particle-like properties while collectively behaving like a wave. The hypothesis, an important step in the development of quantum theory, was arrived at through Einstein's examination of the photoelectric effect and phenomenon in which some solids emit electrically charged particles when struck by light. This work would later earn him a 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics. In the second paper, he devised a new method of counting and determining the size of atoms and molecules in a given space. And in the third, he offered a mathematical explanation for the constant erratic movement of particles suspended in fluid, known as the Brownian motion. These 2 papers provided indisputable evidence of the existence of atoms, which at the time was still disputed by few scientists. Einstein's 4th groundbreaking scientific work of 1905 addressed what he termed his special theory of relativity. In special relativity, time and space are not absolute, but relative to the motion of the observer. Thus, 2 observers traveling at a great speed in regard to each other would not necessarily observe simultaneously events at the same time or the same moment, nor necessarily agree in their measurements of space. In Einstein's theory, the speed of light, which is limiting speed of any body having mass, is constant in all frames of reference. In the 5th paper that year, An Exploration of the Mathematics of Special Relativity, Einstein announced that mass and energy were equivalent and could be calculated with an equation E equals mc squared. During the next decade, Einstein made continued contributions to quantum theory and began work on a unified field theory, which he hoped would encompass quantum mechanics and his own relativity theory as a grand explanation for the working of the universe. As a world-renowned public figure, he became increasingly political, taking up the causes of Zionism and speaking out against militarism and rearmament in his native Germany. This made him an unpopular figure, and after the Nazi leader Adolf Hitler became Chancellor of Germany in 1933, Einstein renounced his German citizenship and left the country. He later settled in the United States, where he accepted a post at the Institute of Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey. He would remain there for the rest of his life, working on his unified field theory and relaxing by sailing on his local lake or playing his violin. He became an American citizen in 1940. In 1950, he published the unified field theory, which was quietly criticized as a failure. A unified explanation of gravitation, subatomic phenomena, and electromagnetism remains elusive today. Albert Einstein, one of the most creative minds in human history, died in Princeton in 1955. As I said, not my favorite subject, but I did learn it. For Today in History, I'm Michael Powell. Join me again tomorrow and let's see what that day brings. Until then, watch this.